Hey, I'm Tits,
Hey everyone, I'm Areolas.
and we're reviewing Bloodsport. What's your previous exposure to Bloodsport?
I don't recall. I know if I saw it, earlier in life, and then like thought it was cool, and then just keep. I'll watch it every now and then, and I rewatched it again, and it's still cool. What about you?
Someone requested me to watch it, and I watched it. That was about like last month, I think,
Hell
or it
yeah!
was yeah, it was around there. So yeah, that was my previous exposure. Oh boy, this movie is just about fighting in the Kumite.
Uh huh.
Why does this guy want to be in the Kumite? To show off his skills, from what I can see. Is there any other character motivation you need?
That's it. He just wants to bring honor to that dude because his son was gonna fight that he was friends with or whatever, and then the son passed away. However, and so he wanted to like bring honor to that same family, to that name,
Yeah, I
pretty much.
this movie is just really hilarious at some points in like a so bad it's good way. I mean, this movie is overall pretty good, but like some scenes, like for example, very beginning where you have like those three kids breaking into this guy's house and they have the sword. They're like, "Oh my goodness, it's a sword." And it's like only one of them wants to pick it up. Like seriously, are you none of you guys would take this sword into your hands? Like that's what you broke into the house for. But
Yeah.
of course, those two pussy ass kids leave when the guy comes. It's like, "Oh, you have my sword? Let me train you." And this guy's like, "All right, I'll be trained. I'll train next to your son." And then they train a little bit, and then the son dies, and now this guy is sonless, but he has his son's friend here. "I'll train you." And then he trains him. And he's like, "All right, now it's time for you to find the Kumite." He's like, "Let's go." Right? And pretty much the rest of the movie is just fighting in the Kumite.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's really just like him getting, like at the beginning, he is like basically a military trained weapon, and he sneaks away from the government base to go fight in the Kumite. And then you have, like you just said, all that exposition where it shows like a flashback. And what cracks you up is every time you see Jean Claude Van Damme talk, it looks like he's being like dubbed. He's just like, "Hello there. Yes, I. What do you mean? Oh, I am French. Yes. I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't do his fucking accent."
It's really funny. And also, the people who want to shut the Kumite down, they're not doing it because it's illegal or whatever. They're doing it because they want to protect him.
They don't want him to get
And I'm
hurt.
and I'm just like, uh since when has that ever been somebody's motivation to shut down something?
It's a motivation. It's not that this is like a fight to the death. That's like a combat sport. That's like what they say, like cockfighting, but for humans. It's no. We need to protect our investment. That's why we want to shut this down or whatever.
Yeah, and I found this part to be really hilarious. So I was like, wow, these guys just like come in and be like, "Oh, we don't want you to get hurt though." He's like, "I'm fine. I can do this. I'm okay." And while I was watching them interact with this guy, like, "Please do not get hurt." And he's like, "I'm fine. I can do this." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, these guys need to get off your back." Uh and he has to like go to Hong Kong to fight in the Kumite, right? Which is fun. I like seeing the little hallways, those hallways that he's just walking in.
Oh yeah, to
Weird
get to there,
hallways.
to get to the
Yeah.
Kumite, it's such a hidden like thing.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. Just little hallways and like everyone just not at all caring about what's happening. They're just like, "We're minding our own business." And it's like, look, the Kumite, I don't know how loud it is as an event, but it can't be quieter than it can't be so quiet that people can't hear it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Pretty loud.
and then the fact that like people know of its existence, but they just don't talk about it. And because everyone that kept like asking about it, they're like, "What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean, Kumite? I'm just here to visit the site and sightsee, you know." And it's like the worst kept secret, you know. I guess.
It's an open secret.
Yeah.
Is the best way to describe it. It's also like uh so if it's an open secret, then why is it like so underground necessarily?
it
Like
doesn't
is it like
really.
illegal?
It doesn't really explain that, like, because the police there don't really seem to mind it going on, you know, like
As long as our clothes are being made by the blood, sweat, and tears of children, we don't care. Actually, it is
yeah.
true.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they have. I mean, there are other things the children could be doing. I don't know, or worse. I don't know.
It is like the '80s, so we're not. The children aren't making iPhones yet. So
or the Nike shoes.
I don't know. I don't know. This is
What,
the '80s. I wasn't born in the '80s, so
what do
I don't know
you
what happened
wh-
there.
what do you think about? And if do you think there are enough times that he does the splits? Do you think that he should do the splits more in this movie, or did he do the right amount of splits in this movie?
The fact that I only remember a couple of times, I think he should have done the splits more.
How
Just
do you?
every 10 minutes,
Mhm.
one splits. That's the ratio.
Are you impressed with the way he does the splits?
Yeah, I mean the splits are hard to do. Any way which way you go, it's
Mhm.
so hard to do splits. Doing like the one leg out, the one leg in, kind of that dealio, and you got the body in the front up like that. It's kind of like the two split legs.
Uh huh.
Or you can do that way. Also, both very impressive. I just don't know which one's harder. All I know is I can't do the splits.
And then you would think with the junk in the way, it'd be even harder, right? Or to do the splits.
Bottom ching.
I think he does the splits like 7 or 8 times in this movie, and every time it's just
Not enough.
yeah, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's fucking cool to where I'm like, that's fucking cool. Like if I could do the splits, I'd be like doing them as often as that too, probably.
Yeah, it's what's also cool are the friends that he made along the way. More importantly though, I think the only friend he's friends with is that American guy with the bandana.
Mhm,
Also, the stakes of this movie are there's this guy, this championship guy. He's never lost. And then we have um Frank Dukes is his name in the movie.
mhm,
Frank Dukes, and he's going up against he's fighting his way up. And we have the threat of we got this championship guy who's never been defeated, who's even defeated his American buddy, so much so that he like has taken his bandana and wears it around himself. Like I think it's his ankle and arm. I forget which one was.
like a
Um,
trophy.
yeah, and it's just like when they finally do fight, he's like taunting him with it. I took your American friend's bandana, and I shall take your life, or something.
That is a pretty good impersonation of him.
Yeah,
No, and then this guy, the big bad, the villain or whatever, he fights dirty. Like he he almost killed his one friend, which makes it like a good motivation to seek revenge. But not only that, he's the last time he did win, he legit like killed a dude in a fight. So I guess it's not a
default.
crime. It's not a crime, you know, but he just shows that he fights dirty, you know, or however to win.
Yeah, I'm like thinking he has this little pill in his, and he like sneaks a pill into his pants or whatever, and then he takes it out like when he feels like he's losing. Is like, oh man, this guy is so much tougher than me. Pow, pow, pow. Oh no, how am I gonna stop him? And he like crushes up this pill, and I'm like, what type of pill is this? Where you can throw at somebody, that guy can sniff maybe like 30% of it, because you also just like splash it all over, and so some of it's going into the air. Um, what type of pill is this? Where it just immediately causes these effects where you like can't see. What is this? What is this? What drug is this?
What is this? Is this Japan or China, right? That we're talking
I think
about.
it's Hong Kong.
So I don't even know what disease. All the diseases come from Hong Kong, so you don't even know like what they can make into pill form, and it'll fuck you up. Like so it could be anything.
Anything.
Yeah, but it fucking if you when it showed like the first person point of view, he had like a tunnel vision, and he was just all or whatever, just
That was
tripping
pretty
out.
cool. Yeah.
He was like tripping out. It's as if he was like going on a trip, like a psychedelic trip almost.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, he wasn't like seeing shapes and
No.
such. His his vision was blurry. Uh his orientation was off,
Hmm.
and he's like stumbling around. But then he remembered the wise words of his master, because his master also taught him how to fight blindfolded. And
Yeah, conveniently.
and then, like he's like, "All right, I've listened. I remembered that I can fight without having to see." And so he uses echolocation skills like a bat. And he's like flapping his arms, and he's getting them right. And
Uh-huh.
then like delivers a final blow, and that guy is down. And now Frank Dukes is the championship.
Yeah, you missed my favorite punch. I think when he punches him in the balls. He punches him in the balls, right? He does the splits.
Yeah,
So that was a pretty badass fucking move to punch someone in the balls while doing the splits.
I didn't think I would see that, but it happened in front of my face.
But yeah, you're right.
30 seconds.
He goes through all that and he wins. Pew pew pew. And that's it.
Yeah, it really is that simple. But like it really is just that straightforward of a plot, but the the coordination, the fighting coordination and the fights are really cool.
They are.
Uh and it's just epic. This movie's epic. Like I didn't think that I would enjoy a movie where the plot was just what we just said it was, which is basically less than 15 minutes of discussion. Um and then but like it's something you gotta watch because it's impressive, these people fighting. There's a lot of focus on people fighting in this.
Hmm.
I think it's also a good underdog. Not necessarily underdog, he's not an underdog, but he's like much more capable than most people. But he is fighting in the Kumite, which has the world's best fighters, so essentially he is an underdog, and he's working his way up through the ranks. He has to deal with different types of fighters, which, by the way, different types of fighters. I think my favorite guy is the guy who's just like running around on all fours, and he's just like, "Oh, you can't get me! You can't get me!" And he like jumps up and gets you. What out? I thought
he's
that was
like
really cool.
he's like going in between your legs and shit. And
Yeah,
he's on all fours, just fucking like Nightcrawler or something.
yeah. I thought that was my favorite guy. That wasn't Frank Dukes, and the American guy was that guy. Honestly, he's my favorite fighter. Do
Yeah.
you have a favorite fighter?
Um Man, I would say the villain was pretty cool just because
Yeah.
he'd take the punches and he would just be all ha ha ha. He reminded me of like a DBZ, like a Dragon Ball Z villain, where he just all go ahead and punch me, ha ha ha, and then just slap and fucking cheap shot people, and I don't know. It was just a cool villain with his hot dog skin.
Yeah, I do like how his only weakness is in his stomach, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Like
Frank
every
Dukes,
man.
yeah, Frank Dukes had to study this and like do like specialized training in order to deal with this. But like I just like how it resulted. All the fights, they're pretty cool. I enjoyed it. And then the final results with Frank Dukes being the championship. And I felt like I watched a very satisfying movie. It's a guy who enters a fighting ring and wins at the end.
And you're absolutely right that it's such a like simple summarization, but that's literally like how it is. And the acting's not even that great. There's a weird romance little plot and this and that, or with the cops chasing him, but none of that matters
It
because
doesn't matter. It's just the kickiness. The
yeah,
kickiness factor is off the charts in this movie.
that's literally all it needs, and
Yeah.
it's a good movie. Like you could watch it and be like, you know what, I didn't waste my time. I got my money's worth.
Yeah. So if you want to watch people kick each other's asses in movie form in like less than 90 minutes, this is the movie for you.
Hmm.
What would you rate this movie?
Yeah, I would say like we were just saying how it's just all about action. I would say at least an 8, at least an 8, a solid 8 because I rewatched it again yesterday. I was like, man, this is pretty cool, you know.
Yeah,
What about
I
you? What
like
about you?
the acting is bad, but it's hilarious how bad it is. In contrast to how good the acting I mean not the acting, the like the stunts work is.
Hmm.
Like that really makes the movie. Um it's just a good plot structure. I mean, I guess it's a good format. A guy goes into a ring and he wins victorious. How does he do it? And then that's the movie. Um so I guess yeah, I guess it's 7.7.
That sounds about right. It's
Yeah.
it's just a good classic movie, and yeah, anytime you could put it on and be like, man, I feel pumped up now. Like I want to go for a
Yeah.
jog or kick something, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. It gets your blood sporting. You're muted. You're still muted.
You can hear me.
You're no longer muted.
Okay, great. Hey, it does get your blood sporting. That was weird. Okay, no, but that was Bloodsport. Hell yeah! And to continue with the theme, we're gonna play a little game.
Games are
Uh,
cool.
yes, and games are even better when you can hear me.
Haha.
uh, this one, I'm gonna call it Rainbow Ninja because is I don't know if you know Bloodsport. I'm pretty sure was like the inspiration for Mortal Kombat. Like if you look at the original Mortal Kombat, the Johnny Cage character was originally supposed to be Jean Claude Van Damme, but then he didn't sign off to use his likeness, so they just made the Johnny Cage character, and that's basically Bloodsport. Mortal Kombat wouldn't be around if Bloodsport didn't exist. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
we go to we come full circle where now in the most recent Mortal Kombat, John Claude Van Damme is actually in it as a skin as his
God
Bloodsport
damn.
character. And so it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Uh, which brings us to our game today called Rainbow Ninjas, where we're gonna go over the different ninjas because they're all different colors but kind of the same. And I want to see and test your knowledge on if you know the names of the ninjas and what they do. So here are the ninjas here. Uh, there are
Sub-Zero?
there are other colors, but these are like the mainline ones, the original ones, pretty much.
Okay.
So we're gonna go one by one through how many are here? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So the first one, do you know who this one is?
Oh, he kind of looks like Snake Eyes. He's got a scale thing going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Is
that?
that Scorpion?
Oh, well, I kind of makes sense. Who's
This
Snake
is
Eyes?
There's another one we'll get to that is kind of like that name. Well, kind of, but this is Scorpion. He breathes fire. He's the main one of the original ninjas, along with this next one. Do you know who this one is?
So that's Sub Zero.
Mm-hmm.
I know him just because I play them in Mortal Kombat games, but not really much else. Honestly,
And that is Sub Zero. Do you know this one? This one's pretty tricky. Do you know what this one is?
that's Black Noir.
You're not. I don't think you're wrong. This is supposed to be Noob Saibot.
Huh?
Yeah.
Why?
So this character Noob Saibot is actually the last names of the creators of Mortal Kombat, Tobias and Boone, reversed. So it's Noob Saibot, and I believe he's Sub Zero's dead, the original Sub Zero, but dead and come back to life.
What's his power now?
He has like
Uh,
shadow powers. He could like throw his shadow and stuff like that.
it's cool, but not a good name.
Yeah, he's OP. I'll say that he's OP.
Very character insert character.
Yeah, it was a very weird character, but he's badass. He's OP. Do you know this one?
Um, that's Silver Surfer.
I could see how the hair would confuse you. I don't know why they make him look so fucking beautiful here because he's really not that beautiful. But this is Smoke.
Oh,
Do you know what his powers consist of? Can you take a guess?
smoke.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing. Where he just like throws smoke all over.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
if
He,
he can do smoke, doesn't smoke require combustion, which is fire?
you would think so, but I guess smoke is a weapon in itself.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Weird
I don't know
character.
either.
Sand
I
attack. That's what it reminds me of. That's all he has.
Do you know this one?
Oh, I've seen the green guy. Oh fuck, what's this
Mhm.
green guy's name? Uh,
The Greek
not
guy.
Snake Eyes. Snake Man. Snake Man.
Snake man. Snake. Uh,
Snake Man.
that was Snake. This is Reptile.
Oh well, that makes sense.
Close. Close.
Oh,
He does turn into a reptile, so you're right.
that's
Uh,
cool. That's cool. Green equals reptile. Orange.
this is, I believe, red, or because there's an orange one. I didn't include him on here.
This
There's
looks
an
red orange to me.
Yeah, yeah. This is, you're right. It is a red orange. Do you know what this guy's name is?
This is what the fuck's happening with his hands? What are those? Orbs of light?
So I mis gendered this person. So they're actually their power, I'll say, is they're a collection of souls inside of a ninja. So they really go by they them because they're a collection, and that's all soul energy.
Oh, so he's Rain Man.
He's he's a bunch of souls, or
His name is Rain
they are a bunch of souls. I keep fucking misgendering.
And I'm saying his name is Rain Man because he's in the rain.
No, this is Ermac.
Ermac.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think that name just came from like a computer error.
Oh, and they just never fixed it.
They never
What is
fixed it.
he? E Mark? What the
Yeah,
fuck is the error?
it was like Error Mac in the arcade or something, and they just like people thought, oh, there's a secret character named Ermac, but it was just a machine error, like error machine.
Oh, well,
But they yeah,
Airmac. I get it. Airmac.
Ermac. This last one,
That's Poison Jab Man.
What did you call the last one? What was the name you were giving for
Rain
Matt?
Man.
This is Rain.
Oh,
That's all his
what
name is, Rain.
is this? How? Oh, it's the violet. It's not even indigo.
Can you guess what his powers are? Rain's?
Rain's powers.
Yeah.
Rain.
Yeah. They're weather or water. Yeah.
Why
It's
is it
rain.
that some of them make sense and the other ones don't make sense at all? What their powers are?
I don't know. It's video games. You gotta like kind of go with the flow, I guess, you know?
All right. Well, yeah, that's a character, Rain. Is
Yeah.
it spelled Rain or Reign?
No, it's spelled like Rain, like rain. But I
Okay.
could see why you'd like a purple because of royalty, like
Yeah,
rain, you know?
like raining versus
Yeah.
raining.
But that was it. That was that was Rainbow Ninjas. I know there's another orange ninja, but I didn't even want to look for him. His name's Tremor. I don't know. It gets
Earthquake
weird.
power.
Yeah, it's rock powers. That one was pretty
Okay.
easy. But as far as like rain and getting wet, where can people go to find you
Well, I
getting wet?
do I do daily movie reviews, youtube.com/ASC presents, request a movie review, patreon.com/ASC presents. See the wetness. Go to Linktree, linktr.ee/titsman salad, or autisticboobs.com. You can find me there.
Hell yeah, that the rain will be pouring over there. And you could find me and my podcast that's daily. That's all funny. Available anywhere podcasts available. Just search That's All Funny. I got a podcast from Buddy Gabe called That's All Kayfabe where we talk about wrestling. Check that out. Just search That's All Kayfabe anywhere podcasts available. Check out the YouTube channel. You could see that and this content on there at youtube.com/Lorenzo Areola. And check out both of our Patreons, mine and Mint Salads. I want to thank y'all for watching today. I want to thank the wonderful Mint Salad for being here. Y'all take care, stay safe, and yeah, stay out of the rain. Take care, guys.